Sedna here. Today I'm going to talk about Mary and the Witch's Flower, which is a new movie that came out in 2017, but I'm a little late to the party. I'm just now watching it because someone in my anime group was like, hey, Mary and the Witch's Flower is out, so I found some time last night to watch it, and I'm here to talk about it with y'all today. I almost didn't think I was going to be able to get to talk about it because my dog knocked my microphone off the table and it physically broke. Thankfully, everything inside still works, so without further ado, I'm going to get right into this a little bit. So, Mary is our protagonist here, and she doesn't feel like she can do anything right. We see in the start of the movie, she's just like screwing everything up. She's trying to help, but every time she tries to help, something goes wrong. And this leads her to feel isolated, which leads her to kind of be by herself. And that leads her to this flower in the woods. And the flower is called a fly-by-night. And basically, it gives you magical powers, of course. So once she gets these magical powers, she's taken up into the sky on this broomstick where she finds all these people who have powers just like she does, and she feels really welcome there. Witches with red hair are known to be really powerful, really prestigious, and she can use amazing power because of this flower, so everybody's just like praising her. And she's so wrapped up in herself that she's not thinking about what kind of consequence this might have, because they're not aware that she has the flower. But we find out that whoever has stolen the flower is gonna suffer consequences because they want the flower. So we kind of have a damsel in distress here too, which isn't the usual. Our damsel in distress is a cat. And we see the cats lead her to the forest to find this flower, but one of the cats does not show up the next day or that same night. So one of the cats goes missing. And we're given little hints throughout the movie at this point, because the black cat, there's a black one and a gray one. The gray one went missing, so the black cat is with Mary, and it has become her familiar at this point. And the cat wanted to, I think because the cat wanted to find, well, I'm pretty sure it did. Well, because the cat wanted to find his girlfriend. So Mary's so wrapped up in herself that she's not really caring what the cat wants to do, and she's thinking that the cat's mad at her because they went back down, back home. And the cat's sulking because the cat wanted to stay there and, you know, get his girlfriend back. And it was horrible because these witches were getting flowers and trying to do all these experiments between the time when the flower blooms, because there's like a 7-year period where a flower blooms like every 7 years in that forest. So in between those 7 years, they're doing all these experiments for, you know, when the next time they have a flower is. And they're doing these experiments like morphing animals together and things like that. So it makes us kind of scared for, you know, what could be happening to his girlfriend. But nothing too scary is gonna happen because it's not rated PG-13 or anything, so nothing too scary is gonna happen. But it did have me a little bit nervous, I have to admit, because I'm like, I love animals, and if someone took my cat up in the sky and morphed it with some other animal, I would be pretty upset. But I mean, everything turns out to be good until she realizes that she's going to have to pay consequences for taking this flower, and she doesn't find it out until they take this boy that she met who owns the cats, his name is Peter, and we saw him at the beginning of the movie, but they just kind of only met. And Peter seems like a really nice guy, you know, helping out his mom and everything, working all summer instead of playing, you know, that sort of thing. So Peter gets taken, and Mary realizes that she has to go help Peter because they both promised that they would come back together. So she goes to help Peter, and she actually finds Peter where they change the animals, and it's there where they find his girlfriend, the cat's girlfriend. And it was cute and sad at the same time, but thankfully, you know, they saved everybody, transformed everybody back, and it was a really cute movie. I really liked the story, and I mean, of course, there's like so much more to this movie than that. I mean, there was an hour and 43 minutes. I mean, there's just so much that I could go on and on and on about, but overall, the story had a very good, simple storyline, easy to understand, but it was one of those where you kind of had to pay attention if you got like everything that was happening, like all the little hints and everything that would tell you what's leading up to those moments. But I really liked it. It didn't do some things that I thought it was going to expect it to, and it taught a really good lesson that, you know, even if you don't think you fit in where you fit in, that you will always fit in somewhere else, and that, you know, who you are is nothing to be ashamed of, and that there's always going to be a place for you. So I think that was like a really good lighthearted message, and at the end of the day, we got some representation, you know, girl saves the boy, kind of the other way around. But and I think it also taught us to, like, well, I think one of the other messages it had in it was, you know, value all other life, you know, over greed. And I think greed was one of the kind of one of the main points in the movie. Was like, don't be greedy, you know, take what you have, and don't always try to, you know, make everything always better than what it is, because some things will only be as good as it gets, and you can't ever get carried away and, you know, what could be. And so, yeah, if you haven't seen it, or like still haven't seen it at this point, go and do that, and tell me what you think in the comments. And like I said in the last video, you can follow my Instagram. It's Sedna Animation. Same thing, nice and easy. I'll share all my art and anime memes there, and keep y'all updated on whatever videos I'm working on. And yeah, we will see you in the next episode. I will be doing Angels of Death, episode number 2. Peace out.